Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today I wanted to show you how I do my wreaths. It's quite a new little hobby that I've got into. As you will have known, I've grown some of my own flowers, dried flowers, last summer and saved them. I didn't get loads, but I got a good amount. And I plan on doing it all again this year. I've got a little tiny, it's meant to be like a veggie patch, that's what we made it as. But then we've ended up saying this year we're going to do flowers. I say it's me that's doing them. My husband's been very kind in helping out, putting new compost down and stuff, but it will be me that plants them. Anyway, I wanted to show you one that I've done recently. This one, I've kind of gone for a all over the place. I've saved a lot of flowers from like when people have given me bouquets of flowers and stuff, and any flowers that look like they're going to dry well I would keep and hang them up. And then a lot of the straw flowers, in fact all of the straw flowers, are the ones that I grew myself. The bunny tails, these little fluffy ones, they're all mine. But yeah, bit of a mixture, and some of the statice I grew as well. So that one, I just kind of threw loads of different colours onto it. Now these wreaths, I actually made this wreath a while ago. I got it as a kit. And when I say a kit, I bought it off of somebody that was offering a dried flower wreath kit. And I had to put it all on myself, but the person provided it for me and sent it in the post and stuff. So what I did was, those flowers were looking a little bit old, and some of them were fine, and actually some of them have been incorporated still. However, a lot of them were just done. They were dead. So I threw them away, and then I've kind of rejigged it and done it. Kind of reminds me of spring and summertime. So yeah, this is a recycled wreath. And that's that one. And then the same people that I used to order from, I can't remember their name. Anyway, I'm not ordering again because I can do it myself now. I also ordered this one. This one's a little bit on the bigger side, and it's a heart. And again, I did the heart shape because it came with a tutorial on how to actually bend this material into a heart shape. But all the flowers on here are, again, recycled flowers that I have had for a while hanging up, and again grown last year, and little bits from bouquets that I have saved over the years. And so it's kind of like a rustic, I call this one rustic romance. I don't know why. It's kind of got like a rusticy look, but really pretty pinks and whites and creams. So that is my lovely heart. Now, again, this one is a recycled wreath, and the one that I want to show you is also a recycled wreath. I had two of these hearts. I gave one to my mum, and hers was like a purpley theme, and I kind of took off a lot of the purple statice because that was really doing well still, and it holds its colour for a long time. And basically I rejigged it, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So this is the recycled wreath that I'm going to be using. I've pulled it apart, and it's obviously got wire attached to it, and these are the flowers that I'm going to be using as well. Or not all of them. I'm going to pick apart the ones that I really want to use. So I'm going for a yellow and orangey kind of creamy / purple theme, trying to get a bit like of a spring look. And as you can see from the stems, they don't look too great, but when they all come together, they look very pretty. I'm not sure about this camera angle. Hopefully it works for you. I ended up getting too excited and I did one half of the heart already. Now this is probably a bad example in many ways, because this is a used wreath, and I just pulled the dead flower. Well, they're all dead flowers, aren't they? I've pulled off the flowers that didn't look great. They had dried a bit too much and they've got a little bit too old. And I've recycled the flowers that are really nice. And I've incorporated flowers that I've been drying for a while, and just, yeah, had them around the house really. I'm that crazy flower lady now. Got flowers everywhere. So I've tried to pick the ones that have got a bit more colour, and when you actually look at them on the table spread out, which you can't see in a minute. They look quite dull, but when they come together, they give a really gorgeous colour. And I'm kind of going for a springtime, happy sort of spring summery look. Now, as I said, this is a bad example because this one already had wire connected to it. So I'll have to do another video where I can properly show you from the beginning. But the idea is you start with one half and then you do the other half and you start from the edge of the heart and bring it round to the middle. And all the time just wrapping. Now this wire is really old. I have got new wire, but I want to use all the old wire up because I don't like chucking things away. So what I end up doing, let me see if I can turn this round. Sorry, I'm really not very good at camera angles like this. Which way would it work? I'll do it this way. So I need to start from this end and I'm going to work my way back into the centre. And all I do, and now I don't know whether this is right, but this is what works for me. I grab about 4 items. So there's some like wheatgrass, is it? Now, if you feel like it's too much, you could always pull it off, but I'm going to go with that. It's going to kind of stick out the end like I've got up here, which you can't see, sorry, bad angle. And then a little bit of purple, a little bit of this light purple. Oh, too many. Oh, they're all stuck together. Right, and then kind of bunch it up like that. I love one of these. I mean, they look really naff, don't they, when they're by themselves? And another purpley, I think. Let's do another purple here. So I just make little tiny, what are they, bouquets? It's probably not called a bouquet, but that's what we're going with. And I stick it on the end there. And I get the wire. So this wire is annoyingly for the middle. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. As I said, really bad example. Where not to come for a wreath making class. Anyway, here's the other part of the wire that I picked off earlier. I'm going to just start it off. I'm just going to put a little bit round here. And you do need to do it really, really tight. And twist it around a bit. So once you've got your wire onto your wreath, you get your little bouquet. And where are you? I think I can see me still. Pop it there. Stick the wire across. Now usually you would have like new wire, which is already sort of reeled up for you. So as I said, I'm working with old stuff here. And pull it tight. For the first one, I'm going to go over 2 times. Really, really tight. And then, yeah, that's your first one done. Let's do a few more. Let's get, this time, a little bit of bunny tail. Little yellowy, what is this? It looks like it might be statice, I'm not sure. No, that's not statice, is it? It's something else. Let's do one of these. Now this one is very, very old. Very shriveled up, sorry, there you are. But you know, you can sort of mould it a little bit to where you want it to be. And because they overlap so much, it doesn't really matter too much. So a bit of gypsophilia. This bit. And then mould it around a bit. Oh, that broke. Never mind. That's fine. We can work with that. Stick it across. Now you can either put it a bit to the side or a bit more in the centre. Wrap it round. So it's going over the new bit. Oh, this is so cack-handed. I bet professional wreath makers out there are thinking, what is she doing? She's making an absolute mess. There we are. I've done that one twice as well. Okay, let's get a bit more colour into it now. Let's go with a beautiful straw flower. Straw flower, one of these. I just make it up really. I just pick up a bit of flour and stick it together. A bit of purple. Let's go for lighter purple. You see how that works? So if it's a big flower, I tend to put that one in front. Another bunny tail, I think. There we are. And then we'll put that one there. Wrap it over. And because you're kind of doing it without thinking too much, what naturally happens is you end up getting this quite natural look. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I've just done that one once. So we'll keep going. And I literally only have these flowers, so I've got to try and make them all kind of work, and trying to spread them out so that they get right to the centre. Sorry, I'm not really explaining this very well. We should be here, shouldn't we? Yeah. A bit more gypsophilia, I think. It's a really lovely thing to do when you just want to chill out. Very therapeutic. Bunch them together. And wiggle them round a bit. I like the straw flowers to be on top, so sometimes you can tuck the other flowers underneath. Ooh, pull it tight. And because these are quite old, they are falling apart, some of them, so that's fine. You don't want them, if they're just going to fall apart, they can just fall off naturally. These light purple ones are really strange. So I kind of bunch them together at the top. And let's put something else with it. And the bunny tail adds a little bit of texture. What I will do is I will do a better video one day when I'm not using recycled materials, and you'll be able to understand what I'm doing a bit better. I'll go from the beginning, but at the moment I'm just trying to use up stuff. Let's go for another straw flower now. This one is slightly different, so that's another thing to bear in mind. Like I will go yellow, orange, kind of change it up a bit. And, you know, I try not to put them together, but maybe I'll put that one there. No, hang on, I'm going to hold fire with that one. Let me put a little bit more in between, just because I only have a certain amount of straw flowers and I don't want to use them all up in the same area. Right, there we are. Now that's split that up a little bit, isn't it? Bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. That one on top, that one behind. Just a little bouquet. And around it goes. There we are. Getting there now. Can you see how it's kind of coming together? And so I'll just keep going, and I won't bore you with it. I'll try and keep going and get all the way to the end. But that's how I make my little wreaths, and I'll show you the end product. So here it is in all its glory. The light's not too great here, but hopefully it gives you a good idea. And I put a yellow bow on it in the end. And yeah, so it looks really lovely all together. Was really pleased with it, and here it is in a slightly better light. But yeah, thanks for watching.